Hello, my friend. Welcome to my timeline. Happy Monday. We're going live from the car today. I just finished my weekly yoga class and I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling just fine. I think this is week 4. I've been going to yoga again, and it's been such a wonderful experience. I questioned today whether or not I should go, but isn't that always the way you begin a new project or a new habit, or you just, you start putting yourself on the path to, to use a buzzword language, like you put yourself on the path to this new timeline. And you're going, everything's great, but then there's always those moments where the old way pulls on that thread. The old way comes in and is like, you don't need to do that. You don't need to go to yoga. You don't need to work out. You could totally stop and get a box of cookies. You said you didn't want to eat cookies anymore. You can just stop. It's fine. And it is, you can do whatever you want. You get to get back up and live your life regardless of that. But every choice has a natural consequence. And if you don't go to your yoga class, there's probably that piece of you that is like, oh man, I'm kind of sad I didn't do that. I know I didn't want to in the moment, but when you stick to the things that you say you're going to do, it puts you in this alignment with the version of yourself that continues to go to yoga classes. And that alignment, I have to believe, leads to more opportunities for moments that are in the best case scenario for you. You know what's good for you. You know what you want. You know what you really and truly desire. I'm thinking about all of the things. There's been information overload in my life. There's been so much that I've been taking in, and so much philosophy specifically. And I've been really trying to digest it and see how it feels in my world. And I've been thinking about how I would even express those thoughts and opinions to those around me. How would I come on this channel and express these new thoughts that I haven't fully digested yet, but there's something that came into my world that I'm like, whoa, this is a cool, this is a cool idea. This is a cool thought. And this is something that I'm exploring. And yeah, let's pick one. And if you're feeling brave, I'd love to know in the comments what you think of this perspective. And I'm not saying that it's one that I believe to necessarily be the truth as of this moment, but it's something that I've heard, and it's or I've read, and it's it's just fascinating to think about. And I tried telling this story to my mom and my gran, and it was not well rehearsed. So I think the more that I rehearse it and quote it, the more impactful it will become. So we'll see how I do. This is round 2 in trying to express this view, and we'll see how it happens. So I have this this book called Yogi Philosophy, and it was published in 1904, and it's technically it was like a course. And so this was written word that had been transcribed, and this information back in the day had gone out to students, and it was for people in the Western world, with like the Eastern philosophies basically written down and distributed. It's so cool. It's so, so cool. And so there's this one piece, and it talks a lot, and it talks about the soul's journey and how we have many, many incarnations. And there's this through line of our soul. And so number one, the premise is there's reincarnation. There's the other premise about the law of attraction. So you have these desires and you are attracted to them. So when you come down to this earth, it's because you have a desire, you make this choice to come down, and you end up in a place where your desires attract you to. And for the most part, a big part of that is unconscious, because you're new, you come in, your soul's brand new, you do all of these things, and you're in this like density, and you're not so much in like the spiritual realms. You're basically more in like the material and the dense energy. So you're living more in this like unconscious and some subconscious way, right? So you have many, many incarnations because you don't really get very far in your spiritual enlightenment. You basically like have these lessons. You're mostly about like primal carnal desire, not carnal, I don't mean carnal, primal desires. So you keep coming back to this earth in this way many, many times, but you keep making progress. And there's times where you make big spiritual leaps. So then in the between time, you like amalgamate all that information, and you actually like shed more layers of this like density, and your soul gets to move through these like lighter, more, and I'm going to use astral, because the word that they use is like the astral planes. And so you're shedding, and then you realize that there's more than just these like, you know, material desires. And so you spend longer, and then eventually you can like kind of consciously choose where you're going in order to like keep going down this spiritual enlightening path, because you become aware that there's these other layers and there's more to it, right? You become more conscious. So that's the super basic premise. So here's the example that they gave, and I'm interested to know what you think about this. We're also going to use the language of God. So you get sent down, you choose to incarnate, and you're basically like, you go into a classroom and there's God, and God says to you, you're going to be learning not to steal, not to harm, and not to cheat. Steal, harm, cheat. And you basically like forget everything. You come down to earth, but like you're attracted into situations, and you're in families where you like you get prompted with these lessons. They keep coming at you, and you have to learn these main lessons. There's side quests, there's everything, but these are the 3 lessons. So you do your life, you're on death, you meet death, and then you choose to come back down. And God says, okay, great. You learned to not, and I forget, you learned to not steal, but you lied and you cheated. So this time You're going to learn not to lie, not to cheat, and not to be jealous. And so you go through your life, you have your experiences, and you learn the lessons that you learn. So, and that just kind of keeps happening. So there's all of these lessons, and there's things that just kind of keep adding on, and where you end up in each incarnation brings you into a space where you get these trials and these lessons, and then once you learn them, you're not attracted to those scenarios anymore. Like, you hear people all the time, they're like, gosh, like, I keep entering into relationships with this type of person. Like, why does this keep happening? And it's because you're attracting it in. And it might be subconscious, but like, you're attracting it in because you have to learn that lesson. But once you close that door, you're not going, most likely, like, I do believe that you can reopen, or you can make choices that lead you back into those same lessons that you've already like closed the door on. But you've progressed, you've learned, and you're probably going to be more likely to see it for what it is and to make those shifts quicker than being stuck in this cycle for a really long period of time. It's fascinating, right? People ending up, they're like, I just keep ending up in this job and I keep feeling powerless. I keep getting bosses that do this. And it's like, you're noticing in your life when there's these frustrations, you're like, why do I keep ending up here? I'm trying to get here, but I keep ending up here. And you're learning these lessons in this life. And so this theory, this truth, they say it's truth. They say, as in the author and the masters and the teachers of this philosophy, this truth is that we have a really long time. We have a really long time. And not to say that you have to take it lightly, or that you shouldn't take it lightly, but like, it's serious stuff in that you have this opportunity. You have this opportunity to be on this planet and to learn these lessons and to keep going. You get to keep doing it, which is, it kind of takes the pressure off. Like, things get less scary when you're like, oh my gosh, my soul is on a journey and it's not just this one life. And I've had past lives and I'm going to have future lives. And the more that I can do in this current incarnation, which is such a blessing every single day, it's like, you can look at it like, I have this opportunity to make all of this progress in my spiritual development, and it's all going to be okay. It's all going to be good when I reach the end of this human life, because I am going to take absolutely everything from this life, all of these experiences, all the good, and I'm going to be able to keep going and to keep making progress. And you know, you hear of people saying they get on their deathbed and they have all of these regrets. And you know, the Egyptians talk about, you know, your heart being light as a feather, and you don't want to leave this planet being dense and being tied to it, because you can choose to come back. And you can choose to just be like, damn, I did the best that I could. And, you know, not being afraid of allowing the life that was to leave, because your soul is learning these lessons, and it's been a long time coming to get you here. And you probably still have a lot of time to go. And it both makes me feel so insignificant, but also so important all at the same time. it makes me realize that it is kind of all about me, just like it's all about you. And by me lightening my heart and my spirit and developing myself, that is then going to turn into a gift for the rest of the world, because the more of us that can come to these truths in our heart and our soul, the more of us are going to be living on this planet with this light that's shining from us. And I believe that each of us has this opportunity to make shifts and changes in the world, but it starts from within. How easy it is to think that we need to help other people and to make them see things. But really, it's like, how do we get ourselves into spaces where we can feel connected and at ease and at peace, and we can feel light and joyous and excited about taking these steps every single day, knowing that, like, we're human, we have these primal desires, you know. We also live in a time where we have so much access to abundance of, at least where I am, where I live, I have access to like aisles and aisles of food, and I have access to every recreational activity under the sun. I have access to everything. Every type of human desire is at my fingertips at all times. The abundance in this world is massive, but where we place our desires is what is attracting. Like, we're, you know, it's like it's getting attracted to us. And so notice what your lessons are through the cycles that are happening in your life. What do you keep attracting? What scenarios keep getting brought up in your life? And what do you need to learn from them? And can you get to the end of, can you understand the lesson before the universe just keeps hitting you over the head with it, you know? Because things become more pronounced the more that you like shut the door on it. The more that you ignore it, it becomes louder. So open that door, learn those lessons, and like let your heart be a little bit light about it, because we have to have a little bit of fun, I think. I think we have to have a little bit of fun with the fact that we're in this, it's like a playground. You get to play. You get to play. And you get to learn and you get to grow, and it's like taking a bit of the pressure off. That's what I'm trying to do. So yeah, that's what the new philosophy that I'm playing with. I'm seeing how it feels. I'm gonna reread this book again and you know, see if new things come up. I'm gonna meditate on it. I'm gonna journal about it. I'm gonna keep talking about it, and I'm gonna get better at telling the story so that it comes through a little bit better. So stay tuned. We'll practice again, and I'll probably have some additional thoughts on it. So with that, my friends, blue light, beautiful. I hope you're truly having a beautiful day, and I'm so thankful that you're here, and I'm so grateful, and this has been the coolest thing ever. I'm just super happy. I'm super happy. I'm going to keep doing this, and thank you so much for being here and supporting me, and take care of your heart. Tell someone you love them. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.